Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on, you guessed it, Semoskiy Winter. Once again, this is from the Sunday Night Fight Season 5 tournament, round of 128, played in Semoskiy Winter. Our heroes today are going to be Firstsquad, with a lot of stuff next to it, FR and UBR, not exactly sure what it means, but Firstsquad playing for the Germans. And his opponent is going to be wuff, playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. A little bit about the players. We have the highest ranking player of these two being wuff. He is actually ranked on the 600s for his Soviet play. And the seeding is as follows. 61 for wuff and 68 for Firstsquad. So pretty even. I mean, pretty good. Pretty close. So we should probably expect a decently even matched. Okay, well anyways, wuff did what most Soviets do, got conscripts. Nothing else, just conscripts. Up to 2 conscripts now. And Firstsquad doing again the usual, tier 1 into Grenadiers and into MG42, so a little bit more combined arms there. We've seen a lot of a lot of Grenadier spam per se, you know, more focus on Grenadiers than MGs, but yeah, it's nice to see a little bit more of a mixed situation, although 2 Grenadiers to start off isn't really a bad choice, but whatever. We'll see how that pans out. First engagement down south, we have Combat Engineers and Pios engaging in the southern fuel. The Pios decide to not run towards the house. They are actually going to continue capping this point and then just move along their way. Well, they are sitting there. Looks like they're waiting for the Grens to support. No, the Grens decide to turn around and go for a different side of the map. They are going to forfeit the fuel. Looks like the Pios are trying to run into the house to deny it to the Combat Engineers, but the Combat Engineers are right in front of the door, so they should simply jump inside for wuff and deny that cover. Center map, we have 2 conscript squads engaging against Grenadiers and MG42. Grenadiers do jump into the house, getting that defensive bonus, and the MG42 is opening up on the conscripts that are on the wrong side of that heavy cover, and they do get suppressed. More bursts should get them pinned down and force them off of the field. The other conscript squad decides to jump the fence and is going to go straight at those Grens, going to get up in their face, while the conscript squad is now down on the ground, pinned down to 3 men, taking a lot of damage, shoot at MG42. These conscripts apparently are trying to perform a flank on the MG42, but they are getting caught in the deep snow, moving very slowly. The MG42 sets up in a different angle where it can continue to shoot at the conscript squad in the victory point, while having an angle to defend itself if the conscripts made it across, you know, the snow. Grenadiers in the house, however, meanwhile, are just going to town on the conscripts, shooting them. Down to 3 on the one pinned down to 4 on the other one that was flanking. But we do have a 3rd conscript squad coming up for wuff on the flank on that MG42. Firstsquad himself got himself, what am I trying to say? Firstsquad got himself more Grenadiers that are not anywhere nearby to help out. So the conscripts Ura are on top of the MG42, forcing the MG2 to pack up and move away. It has not retreated so far. It's forcing the conscripts to pursue, while the Grens are still in the house, getting now surrounded by 3 conscript squads, focusing fire on the one on the victory point. The one on the victory point is down to 2 men, forced off of the field, while the 3-man one did go for the cutoff and is denying the small amount of territory that Firstsquad would have on the field. Doctrine already selected for wuff, and that is the Soviet Shock Army Doctrine. So, again, nothing that can help him out at this point of the fight, but, you know, he may have an idea of what he wants to do. Grenadiers coming in to support the MG42, getting onto the cutoff point, and MG42 getting a suppression going on those conscripts and decide to take this opportunity while they're suppressed to move up and get a better position. Up north, we see a Grenadier squad capturing the fuel point and going for the northern point, but the point outside of Firstsquad space is not even captured, so he's not actually going to be able to do much there. Combat Engineers over on the southern right-hand side might be coming up for a flank on the MG42, but no, they're actually now moving right across its arc of fire, so they're going to get suppressed. Not going to be able to do much. Grenadiers over here on the left-hand side, or well, center map that is, throwing a rifle nade on that conscript squad, getting 2 of them killed, but they are still going to be fighting on 4-on-4. Engineers do get pinned down, like we said, by the MG42, so they end up having to retreat, and the conscripts are not going to jump into the house. distracting the MG42 essentially, focusing its fire on them while the Grenadiers continue to fire. Nope, the conscript said, you know, it's a little bit too much for us to handle. We're going to jump out of the house and retreat. Up north, we have the conscripts capturing the fuel point, while finally we see the northern side of the map captured by First Squad, and he does have 2 Grenadier squads coming up for support against these conscripts. Conscripts do throw a Molotov point-blank range on the Grens, burning 2 of them alive, and the other 2 are moving off from the fire. The conscripts themselves are down to 4 men. They are still fighting 5 Grenadiers, so they're going to lose that fight regardless. But there is another conscript squad coming in for support, but, well, not going to be able to do much against those Grens. 2-man Gren squad does end up retreating, and the 3-man Gren squad loses 1 instantly, forcing them off of the field. So nice there by Wuff, actually manages to get that victory there. Center map, Grenadiers moving for capture. Down south we have MG42 being used to capture strategic points and trying to push onto the fuel, but we have a conscript squad there holding position on the ice, just waiting for somebody to walk into their sight. Grants didn't actually go for the victory point, they're instead going for the strategic point, and tech-wise we have tier 2 going down for Wuff, so either he's going to be getting himself some weapons, or he's just using it as a stepping stone for tier 3. MG42 does set up in the fuel point. Conscripts Ura trying to get it onto the MG42, but all they do is run into the bullets, getting themselves killed and pinned down. Down to 3 men on the retreat, but they will make it out alive. Second conscript coming up for support, but the conscript squad is already on the retreat. So the Grens have an MG42 nearby to help them out, and they have, well, obviously the full advantage in that situation. 1 man goes down to the fire from the Gren. Very good squad members in there. They are so good compared to the conscripts per man, that is. So it's quite impressive, actually. Rifle nade going down by the Grens, getting more conscripts killed, and now down to 3 conscripts on that squad. Still against 4 Grens, so they're going to win that fight quite easily. Another conscript squad coming onto the field for Wuff. For support, this squad is going actually to the fuel point. Are they going in? They are going straight into the arc of fire of the MG42. The MG42 should be able to see them, turns around and gets them on the move, gets a suppression, but there is 1 man crawling back into the arc of fire, so the MG42, no. The MG42 actually decides to pack up, get itself inside the house to get itself a more defensive position and a better angle. Conscripts do end up retreating though, and they are going back. Mortar, 120mm mortar on the field for Wuff. Very nice option there. It's going to allow him to dislodge that MG42. And it has a lot of range, so it will be able to support his conscripts. Be aware, however, that the 120mm mortar tends to hit your units a little bit more often than you would like it to. Because of its range, it takes so long for the shot to actually get there that sometimes your units actually end up being in the position where, you know, the enemy was before. Shots into the center of the map would actually be quite great right now, but it looks like he's actually firing towards his house. Oh, rifle nade going down on the combat engineers with the flamethrower. They do manage to almost kill an entire Grenadier squad, down to 1 man on the retreat, and the combat engineer makes it out as 1 man. Shots landing somewhere. Where are they landing? Over here? Well, shots are now landing in the center, as they should have been, but I didn't actually see where all the other shots were aimed at. Well, anyways, so conscripts pushing into the center, Grenadiers forced off by the mortar, and we now have Panzer Grenadiers on the field for First Squad. He got himself his tier 2, and no vehicles from it, instead more infantry. Panzer Grenadiers harassing conscripts in the house, bundle going in. They do jump out, but they actually end up losing 1 man as they're going to retreat. And they are retreating through the snow, getting shot by the Panzer Grenadiers on the retreat. Can they make it out alive? There's a Gren squad trying to intercept them. They don't actually stop, however, so they won't be able to continue to shoot, and they make it out alive at 2. Conscripts chasing the Gren squad, actually nailing 1 of them. The rifle nade going down on the conscripts. Very nice rifle nade. Oh, look at that. Down to 3 men. They do take a lot of damage, and 2 of the conscripts are actually on the wrong side of the cover. These guys have no benefit from the heavy cover that this guy is getting. This guy at least has a little bit of cover. Molotov landing on the Panzer Grenadiers as they approach. Very nice Molotov, actually. It lands as they were moving. But the Panzer Grenadiers care not for fire. They continue to move. None of them die. And they execute the conscript squad on the retreat. So first loss of the game is for Wuff. He is now down to 3 conscript squads and the 120mm mortar. While First Squad has 3 Grenadiers and MG42 and 2 Panzer Grenadiers on the field. Right hand side, MG42 does get forced off of the field by the conscripts. Conscripts will continue to cap points. Probably capture the strategic point and deny the munitions, but They are still in a tough spot. Other conscript squad moves up to get the fuel. And Tier 3 did go down, so yeah, that's what I was assuming. He didn't get a mortar from Tier 2, he got the 1mm mortar from the Doctrine, and is getting Tier 3. Could potentially build a T70 when it gets finished, so not bad. Would probably be the best choice in the situation. Obviously, there's a lot of Grants who could potentially Faust it, but Panzer Grenadiers can't really do much against it. I mean, they would have to pop their Panzer Shreks as the T70 gets upon them to potentially maybe take it out, but it's kind of hard to time that. Grenadiers over on the left-hand side, just capturing territory, moving along their way. It's the only Veteran C2 squad in the game right now, so they are quite tough. Conscripts getting PPSHs for wuff, so should be able to deal a little bit better with the Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are still going to rinse them unless they get Veterancy, but none of the conscripts right now have Veterancy. So the Panzer Grenadiers still win the fight regardless. Right-hand side, engagement, conscripts with PPSHs against Grenadiers. 2 Grenadier squads, however. Rifle nade going down on the conscripts. Oh, very nice shot. Actually kills 4 of them with a one-man conscript. Tries to retreat. It's getting shot by Grens, but it does have a relatively healthy amount of health to that one man and makes it out alive. There is a Panzer Grenadier squad in the way, but they are moving away from that retreating conscript, so they will make it out. Combat engineers trying to flame the Grens, well, Panzer Grens, but the Panzer Grens are too intimidating, and they force them off of the field. T70 is getting produced for wuff, so that is exactly what he needs. If he can get some nice kills on the infantry for first squad, he can turn the game around in his favor. We shall see if that happens. Victory point-wise, 491 for first squad, 411 for wuff. And remember, wuff is the highest ranked player in this matchup. So at least should expect he knows what he's doing, right? So T70 hitting the field, coming into the base, so not going in force. Well, there it goes. Not queued up or rallied out to the map, but it is being handled manually. Conscripts up north, and we see pretty much German infantry all over the south and right-hand side, just moving across the river. T70 going into the center. Nothing there to stop it. And unfortunately, since it didn't go in force onto the field, I don't think it's going to be able to do much, because now we see that first squad is getting himself a Panzer IV. And the Panzer IV is more than capable of taking on a T70, and I think it two-shots it normally. Obviously, it has to hit, but yeah, I mean, T70 would need to spot it beforehand to be able to get away. Even if it gets shot once and tries to run away, it's probably dead anyways. So T70 now going against the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers do retreat. Is the T70 going to pursue them? It needs to pursue them. Try to get the kill on one of the Panzer Grenadiers at the very least. Well, one of the Panzer Grenadier squads, that is. So that the T70 is worth it. The Panzer IV is now on the field, so that window is closing very quickly. Panzer Grenadiers do get executed by the conscripts and the T70, so very nice pickup there for wuff. At least that is 360 manpower down for first squad. Up north, Panzer Grenadiers, 2nd Panzer Grenadier squad capturing the victory point. He should be able to see them, so he might want to actually send his T70 over there. Panzer IV still just coming out of the base, but we shall see if that happens. Fortunately, though, wuff decides not to go chasing those Panzer Grenadiers. And yeah, like I said, I think the window is already closed. Panzer IV is in the center of the map and can't kill quite easily. T70 just repositioning itself in the center. Grenadiers moving up against it, taking shots by the T70. T70 moves away, making sure that it stays well out of range of that Faust. Conscripts moving up to support. The Grenadiers are right on top of the T70. Can they get the Faust off? It doesn't look like they can. The PPSH on the conscripts going to town. The Grenadiers are now on top of the T70. They are going to get the Faust off. 120mm mortar actually lands on the conscript squad and annihilates them down to one man and gets shot. That is 5 friendly kills by that one shot of the mortar. Remember what I said about friendly fire from that mortar? It happens way too often with that mortar. And the T70 with the damage engine is now screwed. One shot by the Panzer IV brings it down to a sliver of health. And the Panzer IV is trying to dodge the 18-8, but it is going to get 18-8'd by the conscripts. But it's trying to hunt that T70. Can the T70 make it out alive? No, I don't think it will. Conscripts doesn't even look like they have an 18-8 throw. And the T70 is now toast. So yeah. Window shut. Conscripts retreating back base. Panzer Grenadiers ripping them to shreds. The shameful 120mm mortar Has 3 infantry kills and 5 friendly kills. I mean, that shot right there, that was an impressive shot, obviously, but it wasn't exactly who you wanted to hit. Combat engineers on the right-hand side, now retreating because of the Panzer IV, so Wolf essentially losing any advantage he had by getting that T-70 and getting pushed back to his base. He doesn't have anything on the field right now, and First Squad now has the entire map open for him to capture. We do have... No, wait. That is the base sector MG opening up on those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers do retreat because they get suppressed. And the Mortar decides to retreat once again. We do have medics on the field for wuff, so he'll be able to get them back to full strength. And an AT gun does get produced by wuff, simply to not allow that Panzer IV to roll into his base and kill everything. But, well, the Panzer IV is sitting very comfortably. And also, I never mentioned, First Squad got his own doctrine, and that is the Jaeger Infantry Doctrine. Not exactly sure why he got the doctrine. I mean, maybe he's gonna go for G43s? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't have G43 so far, so I'm not exactly sure what his aim for that is, but he got his own doctrine, so we'll see how it comes into play. Conscripts Uraying towards the Panzer IV, very far away actually, so not sure what they're trying to do. AT gun does get set up and it's going to make itself known. Takes a shot at the Panzer IV, very nice shot. Hits, doing about 25% damage to 30, and forces the Panzer IV to back off. Conscripts getting in for a little bit of a flank into the center. We have Grants and Pioneers in the houses, Grants outside. Still no G43s or anything, so again, not exactly sure what it was trying to do. And they could also get the upgrade for the camouflage, which, again, I'm not sure if that's what they wanted. Rifle nade going down on the conscripts. The conscripts do get an 18-8 off on the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV does take a little bit of damage, but the AT gun is nowhere for support, and we have a second Panzer IV on the field already, right there to stop any advances. Conscripts end up retreating in the face of those two Grand Squads. The AT gun also crosses the river to get itself back to safety. And wuff, noticing that the 120mm mortars are great at killing his own infantry, decides to get a second one. I mean, obviously, that's not his thought right there, because, you know, 120mm mortars are pretty impressive. They have incredible range and a lot of damage, but so far they haven't proven themselves to be valuable in this fight. Now they did. Nice nade right there. Actually gets an MG42 cleared out completely. Well, not nade, mortar shot. Who got it? This guy or the other guy? The other guy, apparently. So anyways, conscripts pushing back out. We have nothing really on the field. Oh, sorry. Actually, we do have something on the field. We have a T-34 on the field for wuff. So that is going to help out with the combination of the AT gun, making sure that those Panzer IVs, once again, those should simply roll into his base, but unless he can get money 18-8 on one of the Panzer IVs, get it separated by the other one, and combine the T-34 and the 18-8, and the AT gun at the same time with that Panzer IV, he's not going to be able to get a kill on one of those Panzer IVs. It would have to be a mistake for First Squad for him to actually get a kill. So anyways, right-hand side, combat engineers capturing fuel. We see the Panzer IV just moving off, trying to shoot whatever is over here on this side away, and he should be able to do so quite easily. Also, in fact, wuff is laying down a mine with his combat engineers, and if he doesn't stop the mine, oh, well, at least he did. I was going to say, if he doesn't stop the mine and completes it, the Panzer IV has a very nice chance of detonating the mine and killing the combat engineer squad. We've seen it happening a lot of times. Oh, a barrage going down right on top of all the AT guns and the mortars, but wuff is very quick to retreat his mortars and move away his AT guns, so the artillery barrage doesn't actually hit anything. Center map T-34 engaging against the Panzer IV, down to about 20% health, gets fausted by the Grens, and the Panzer IV is now going to pursue, hits Blitzkrieg, and gets caught in the terrain, and there it goes. Speeding up and catching up with that T-34, will be able to execute it. No, actually First Squad decides to stop. Reasonable thing to think, however, because he would have run into the range of an AT gun, and that's what he was probably thinking. So he's going to let the T-34 live to fight another day. Well, another minute probably. So T-34 is going to get reinforced. I mean, not reinforced, repaired. He does. wuff does have Pioneers on the field, so he should be fine. Another AT gun going down on the Panzer IV up top. The conscripts do end up retreating, but they do get the crit on the engine. And is that heavy engine damage? No, that's standard engine damage. It was just flaming, so it looked like it might have been heavy, but no, it's fine. And the Grand's capturing the point, getting bombarded by those, what am I trying to say? By those 112mm mortars. AT gun getting artillery barrage once again. They didn't end up killing anything, but they did take a lot of damage. But the Grenadiers do end up falling to both 112mm mortars. So these mortars, you know, starting to actually rack up on the kills finally and doing more work than, you know, starting to, you know, earn their keep instead of killing friendly units, is what I'm trying to say. Conscripts pushing forward, trying to get a little bit more foothold on the map, but right now First Squad is a commanding lead. He has those 3 Panzer IVs now on the field, Panzer Grenadiers all over the place, and wuff only has a T-34 to battle that. He has triple capped wuff pretty much the entire game, and wuff is now down to less than 100 points, down to 69 points. Yes, bow chicka wow wow, and First Squad is sitting comfortably at 491. Conscripts and Maxim machine gun, quite interesting, on the field for wuff, trying to push into the center, but with the Panzer IV, you know, he doesn't really do much. The mortars actually land a nice shot here on another Grenadier, or was it a Panzer Grenadier squad? I forget. Let's see if we can actually check what it was. It looks like it was a Panzer Grenadier squad. You can see the Stormgewehr there. So nice for the mortars, but once again, victory points down to 42. I don't think wuff is going to be able to do much. The conscripts are trying desperately to get up to the victory point, but they're getting mauled by the Panzer IV and the Panzer Grenadiers. Force on the retreat, Maxim machine gun and AT gun are on the field, but again, all he could do is potentially capture 1 point and slow the bleed, but not going to be that helpful. 5 and 12, so yeah, these guys actually got the kills there. Very nice. Actually end up killing another infantry, however. Friendly infantry, that is. T-34 pushes forward in his suicide manner, down to 21 points for wuff. Panzer IVs having a field day with that T-34, both of them shooting them in unison. Where's the third one? Third one is up north. T-34 loses its engine, stuck in the snow, and gets shot by the Panzer IV, and down it goes. AT gun moves up, trying to get a kill on one of the Panzer IVs, but doesn't really accomplish much. Down to 3 points, 1 more tick, and that is game over. So, very nice victory there for First Squad. A little bit of an upset in that situation. wuff was actually higher ranked and higher seated, so, you know, it was favored essentially. But First Squad goes through. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have, again, any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.